done with an experience, and it has to do with horses, and you paint the horse. And I've done some horse work here last year, and it was so healing for me, and I had the same guide, and so it was wonderful to see her. And I saw the horse that I worked with last year. Her name was Abby, which was so special, and I got to share with the lead how important she was in my healing process last year. And I've never done this experience before where you paint horses, and it was interesting. Last year, I found myself wanting to connect with that horse so badly. I didn't want to feel alone. I wanted to feel like we were doing it together and feeling our energy together. And if I felt any sort of sense of push away, I felt like the horse didn't like me and I was judging myself for what I was doing. And there was none of that this year at all. And throughout the process today, when I started painting, I was like edging the horse and just playing small and wanting to be so specific and make sure it looked perfect and beautiful and just right on the whites of the horse. And I didn't want to do too much. Like, I didn't want to paint the whole canvas, if you will, of the horse. And as I kept going, I would grab larger paintbrushes and more paint, and my strokes got bigger. And what ended up happening, or what I ended up creating, is very similar to the type of paintings that I've purchased and have in my home. And I overheard one of the other women speaking and telling our lead what was going on with her friend at the fourth horse. And I walked over to her and I said, "Did I hear you say that your friend is struggling?" And she said, "Yes." And she said she's just got a lot going on, and because she kept asking, "Are you doing okay down there? Are you doing okay down there?" Checking in on her rather than taking care of herself. And the lead pointed it out. And she said, "There's even been big words used while we've been here." And I looked at her and I immediately got like chills all over my body. And I said, "Is it okay if I go talk to her?" And she said no, she would never talk to me again for the rest of my life. She was like, "I can't believe I even told you that. Please don't say anything." And my mood went from like open to like shut down and closed off. And I even felt some anger come up. And as I was angry, or feeling that sense of anger, I was using darker paint and like getting through my emotions. It was very interesting. And when we all came back together to discuss our canvases, I shared like exactly what happened, what I just shared with you. And I looked at her friend and I said, "I don't know what's going on, but this is the place to allow yourself to just feel it." And I was shaking, and because I was doing something that I felt everyone should hear. No one should feel alone. We put on these facades of like who we are in our home versus who we are outside of the walls of our home. And basically all three of the women that I was with today said that they can relate to that, and that's how they live their life, or how their partners function, of not showing our truest authentic self everywhere. And that was Jonathan. Jonathan was number one in his company. No one knew he was struggling. They all thought he was just like, friends and family. Like, Jonathan was a force. But in the walls of our home, he wasn't that force. Many days he worked from bed. Very seldom was he able to even get out of bed to help me get the kids off to school in the morning. And the reason we don't show up outside of the home as ourselves is because we think we're going to be judged, or we think that people aren't going to accept us, or I should look this way, or I should act this way, or I should be this way. And that did not work. Firsthand, that did not work. And I looked that incredible mom in the eye and I said, it is okay to struggle. It is also okay to talk about it. And it is also okay to know that you're not alone. And you can reach out to people and you can share what's going on and you can express your pain. Because if you don't feel it, you cannot heal it. It's like a pressure cooker. Yeah, it's like you just keep stuffing it down. Yeah, and it's like it's gonna blow. Like, it's going to blow. And for me and my family, it blew to no return. And the reason I felt anger when her friend told me not to say anything was because that's what's wrong. Like, that is what is wrong. And I'm not shaming that woman. But that is what is wrong. We are taught to not share secrets and to not open up and not just be ourselves. That is a huge, huge part of the problem. It is okay to struggle. It is okay to share your struggles. It is okay to lean on the ones you love most. It is okay to say the thing. And I know I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but the thing I'm taking away most from this experience, day 3, is how well I'm actually doing. And the comparison of how raw everything was for me last year to being able to even have the capacity to show up for someone else in an experience that was for me, selfishly for me. But that is exactly what that experience needed to be. And being able to look outside of myself and just feel calm. I know that I took care of my grief the right way, and it's not over. It never is. But it's really beautiful to be able to have a check-in and see how well I'm doing 1 year later. And I'm proud of that. Because it hasn't been easy. It's been painful. But I'm more myself than I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm happier being myself than I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm okay with myself, and you can have that too. Whoever is watching this, you can have that too. I have plenty of women who work with me just like that mom today. And I've been exactly where she was. Like, I have been there. Like, I've been there. And to be able to be like, I was, the word is was there, is like, and it's because I was unwilling to do anything but figure this out. And now I get to share that path, that method, that way with so many others to heal their own brains. And I will never take that for granted. And I'm so proud of myself. Like, I did this. Like, I did this. No one else. I did. I kept dancing through the rain. And I can't wait to see where my journey leads me next. Like, the sky's the limit. So, I want you to know that you can have that too. You can feel healed. You can feel good. And most importantly, you can have the life you want. You can create the life you want. It's not easy. It's hard work.